morning, class.
Good morning.
Good to see you guys this morning. This morning we are first going to close the loop. We have been talking about the scientific method for the last week or so, and we have talked about independent and dependent variable. You have learned to formulate your own hypothesis and then to test it. So before we get started today, let's look at the objective. I'm going to read it, and then when I tell you to, you will state the objective. Students will conduct an investigation using the scientific method with 85% accuracy. Class.
Yes.
Let's state the objective, please.
Students will conduct an investigation using the scientific method with 85% accuracy.
And guys, I think that you're going to be great at doing this today. You've had lots of practice with it, so we're going to get started. Okay.
We are A-OK.
All right, class.
Yes.
On yesterday, we started our experiment with Huff, Puff, and Slide. You know Huff, Puff, and Slide is not the title of your experiment. Am I correct?
Yes.
What do we need to create a title when we're talking about our experiment? Before anyone answers, I want you please, when I tell you to, talk to your shoulder partner about how do we create a title or come up with a title for an investigation or experiment that we're doing. Class.
Yes.
Teach.
Okay.
By checking the what are you testing about, and then if you're testing about something, and then that could be your title. If you want to see your title, you first have to
Class.
Yes.
Hands and eyes. Now that you've had the opportunity to talk to your shoulder partner about what we do to create a title for an investigation, now let's see what you've discussed. Let's look at, hold on one second, and let's get my... Thank you. Thanks, Serena. All right, let's see what table we have here. Table number 2. Person number 1.
We discussed that we could make a title by using the dependent manipulated variable if it's the dependent responding variable.
Very good. Using the independent manipulated variable, using the dependent responding variable. Now the question is, what do we ask when we're looking for the independent manipulated variable, and what question do we ask when we're looking for the dependent responding variable? Before we answer, let's talk as shoulder partners. Class.
Yes.
Teach.
Okay.
I think what are you testing and what are you measuring?
Class.
Yes.
Hands and eyes.
Hands and eyes.
All right, now that you've discussed that with your face partners, let's see what you discussed. Let's see what table we have here. Table number 5. Person number 3. Sanan, so what question do we ask when we are trying to find the independent manipulated variable?
The independent manipulated variable is what do you test?
Very good. Can we do that together, class? What is the question we ask when we're finding the independent manipulated variable? All right. Now, what do we ask when we are looking for the dependent responding variable? This is table number 2. Person number 3. So we are looking for the dependent responding variable.
The dependent responding variable. What are you measuring?
Excellent job. Give him a 10-finger woohoo. Woo! All right, let's do it together, class. What question do we ask when we're looking for the dependent responding variable?
What am I measuring?
All right, so today what you're going to do is you're going to actually do your test for Huff, Puff, and Slide. So we're looking for what is the independent variable for this particular investigation. Okay? Is there anyone that knows what the independent manipulated variable is for this investigation? I'm going to get some volunteers this time. Right in the back, Brian.
So the independent is the amount of pennies.
How many of you agree with that? Thumbs up if you agree with it. Thumbs down if you don't. Say it again, Brian. Can you say it loud because they can't hear you?
The amount of pennies.
So if you agree with it, thumbs up. Disagree, thumbs down. Not sure, thumbs to the side. Excellent job, boys and girls. And who can tell me what is the dependent responding variable for this investigation? Kelly, I haven't heard from you this morning.
How far the cup travels?
If you agree with Kelly, thumbs up. Disagree with Kelly, thumbs down. Not sure, thumbs to the side. Excellent job. Give yourselves a pat on the back. All right. When I tell you to, your team will go to a table and you will do your actual test. Make sure that you use your numbers. If you do not have a number, do we go to a table?
No.
No. You need to make sure that you are that you have a number and that you are at the table with your number. So, if you do not have a number, what do you do? Tell your shoulder partner what you are supposed to do if you do not have a number when I tell you to. Teach!
Okay.
Class!
Yes!
Hands and eyes.
Hands and eyes.
Excellent job, guys. Very well done. Here's what you need to remember. When you have finished, you need to come back to your table and you need to give this to the next person so that they can go to the table and get theirs done. And then we're going to pass it around. Now, Ms. Gocho, let me ask you this. When you put your numbers on, I noticed that there is a number 2, and a number 4. So I think that we are going to have them rotate in a carousel so that they can get all the numbers. So we will rotate you. All right? So, class.
Yes, yes.
We will start with person number 1 and person number 2 at each table. When you have finished, you will come back and person number 3 and person number 4 will go. Okay? There are 4 tables set up. Point to the table so that you know where they are. Very good. And there are 4 tables of you. So, table number 1, raise your hand please. If you are at table number 1, you will start at my... All right, classity, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hands and eyes.
Hands and eyes.
Now that you have done the experiment, what could you conclude? You've tested, you've put 2 pennies, 4 pennies, 6 pennies, and 10 pennies. What can you conclude since you've done the test? Open floor. Journeys.
That not all of the pennies are gonna go travel as far because of how much pennies it has.
So Journeys pretty much explained to us that the more pennies we have, the what? The harder it is to blow the cup. Let's think about this. What if we decided to change the variable? What if we decided to change the variable? Ashanti?
We could, if we would want to change the variable, we would change the pennies into rocks.
Oh, so you're saying change the pennies into rocks. Anybody agrees? Anyone disagrees? Go ahead, Sanan.
That is disagree because not all like rocks could they don't all have the same weight.
All rocks do not have the same weight. So how would that affect anything? How would that affect it? Let's talk about that for a second. Class?
Yes, yes.
Teach.
Okay.
It's because blow that much
bigger the rocks, non-farthest it goes.
what about we like this?
And the smaller the rocks, the farther it goes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Hands and eyes.
Hands and eyes.
You know, I was wondering, we've been studying about independent and dependent variables, formulating hypotheses for the last week or so. And I was thinking, why do you think it might be important that we learn how to formulate a hypothesis or find the independent and dependent variable? Think time. Class?
Yes, yes.
Open floor. Any ideas? Jahadri.
A doctor because they want to know how much medicine or trying to the blood to give cancer. So they try to use a thing that it shows the height or measurements how blood kids need for cancer.
All right. Anyone agrees or disagree? Omar?
I agree with Johanji because you do need that how much blood you need or a medicine.
Okay. Now I want you to think also, what are some other thoughts when you're thinking about independent and dependent variable?
But Mr. Are there any jobs that use independent or dependent?
I love that question. She asked the question, are there any jobs you would be able to do when you grow up where you would actually have to use independent and dependent variable or be able to formulate a hypothesis? Well, let's think about that as a team. You're going to work with your shoulder partner. If there is no shoulder partner, work in groups of 3. And you're going to brainstorm at least one job that you think you would be able to do where you formulate a hypothesis or you would have to use and find the independent and dependent variable. Class, any class?
Yes, 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 yes.
Teach.
Okay.
It's I agree because it's you're cutting the food and then you have to see how much height is the food. I think a baseball player because it's if you throw the person who throws if you throw your hand you have to throw really hard. Yeah, hard, and then if the wind pushes, it will affect the ball.
To see how far they would throw the ball from, and to see Jeffrey State see that his hypothesis has it. Who's going to the runner to the
Class.
Yes.
Hands and eyes.
Hands and eyes.
Now that you've had the opportunity to sit down with your shoulder partner to brainstorm, I'd like to know some of the things that you came up with. Let's look at the ideas that you actually came up with. Let's see. Table number 4. Person number 2. Sanan.
I think about like the officer, that like the police officer, that he, what do you call that? If someone like someone like break the rules, then they would then the guy like he get arrested or something if he like break it, or they give you like a ticket.
Anyone else? Let's see. Table number 2. Person number 2. Kelly.
I learned to think of chef because it's like an example for a cake. They're gonna have to know how many degrees and how much serving they're gonna make, and like if they put it like 20 minutes for 350 degrees, I would say it would come out okay. But if they put it on 20 minutes for 500 degrees, I would say it wouldn't look okay.
I love that. Maybe one more. Table number 3 and person number 2. Julio.
I think I'd show the football player because they have to like make a plan to see who would win the game. Like they have to practice how far they have to throw the ball, and if they want to run it or throw it instead of running it. I think it would be better throwing it because they'll make them get them more points instead of running it.
Excellent job. Give yourselves a 10-finger woohoo. Those were excellent examples of jobs that you would have to use to actually come up with a hypothesis, to take a guess as to why you needed to do something or make these certain choices. You guys did a really, really great job on that. So today, when we get started with our with our investigation, you have a clear idea of what you're actually doing. So class?
Yes.
Let's get started.
So that we can turn them in. I want you to stand up, push your chairs hands up. I want you to walk and find a partner. Make sure you are spaced out. Everybody has a partner? Can you be my partner? Everybody has a partner? Hands down. I want you to tell your partner one thing that you enjoyed today about class. Class.
Yes.
You may walk quietly back to your chairs. When I tell you to, you will pass your pencils to person number 1. Person number 1, you will take them to the back tables on the side here. Let's point to where the cups are. You will take them to the pencil cups and put them away. Everyone else, you will make sure, then you will take your lab sheets and you will pass them to person number 2. Person number 2, you will put your lab sheets in your cubbies. Let's point to the cubbies. Everyone else, you will pick up your books, get your school bags, and you will line up. Classity class?
Yes.
You may begin.